The question is it super strict? Is it loosey-goosey? Like, what type of schedule do we stick to? And what we need is we kind of need the yin and the yang in your schedule. There's parts and times in your schedule that you need to be absolutely disciplined and strict. And then there's parts in your schedule you absolutely need to be flexible. We cannot have one or the other.
Yay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Everybody doing all right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Enjoy. Listen, I appreciate you being on here, being a holiday and all, President's Day and Family Day here in Ontario. So, hey, thank you for being here. So, let's start this off in a positive. Who has something awesome to share, everybody? Something awesome to happen to them.
I just got Danny as a coach.
Yeah, Simon
Oh,
just jumped
that
into
is
my
the
schedule. That's
best.
for sure.
That's
Yes.
the best positive news.
Thank you, Angie. Thank you. Anybody else? Listing, appointments. Tom, go ahead.
I got a listing appointment at 11:30 today.
Nice, nice. Where did that listing appointment originate from?
Past clients of mine.
Past clients, right? Love that sphere. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Who else got something positive, something awesome they want to share? No,
I
you
got a
guys not.
listing as well.
All right, Hannah, where did that come from?
My BNI group.
Oh, I love it. Networking. That's an
Yes.
excellent lead source. So BNI, fantastic. Anybody else?
What's up, coach? Yeah, one of our agents landed we went on a listing appointment yesterday. Landed via circle prospecting cold call.
Prospecting. Did you guys notice? 3 appointments, 3 different lead sources,
Mhm.
right? So it's important that understanding that having that diversification in your business. You don't want to have all your eggs in one basket, right? We do not want to have all our eggs in one basket. So that's amazing. 3 appointments, 3 different lead sources. That's awesome. How many lead sources do we need to have? Should we be working to have a balance in your business? Yeah, Roberta's like, 4, Danny, it's 4. Yes, that's right. So we're looking for 4. There's only one lead source, however, that I'm asking everyone to work. And that would be people you know. It is your sphere database. It is strictly your past clients, your friends, your family, and your close neighbors. Not even all your neighbors, just your close neighbors, right? So I would say that that is the one lead source that everyone should be working, your sphere database. But the other 3, hey, Angie, it's completely up to you. Whatever you want, whether it be open houses, circle prospecting, networking, whether it be your like BNI group, right? We're talked about expires, FISBOs, non-owner occupied. There are so many different ways to generate a lead. What resonates with you, Monica? What resonates with you, Roberta? Do you love doing those open houses? Great. Let's put a plan together for that. If you love working those non-owner occupied, great. What's the plan for that? So just remember that it's key to have that balance in your business, because if you're just focusing on one and just the one, right? When the pandemic started, I had those clients that had open houses as their go-to. That was their number one lead source. Those open houses, right? How do you think that panned out once the pandemic happened?
Not so well.
Not good at all, right? Now you're scrambling. Don't be scrambling. Make sure you have that in play. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Does anyone have any challenges? Challenges. So we had some good wins. Let's talk about challenges. Who's having a challenge right now? Who needs a kick in the butt? No, I'm just kidding. Who's got a challenge?
I have a
Mortgage.
challenge.
All right. So I'm gonna go with Laurent first. What's your challenge? And then I didn't see who the other person was.
Mortgage.
Mortgages. Tell me more. Tell me more.
Lenders. Like I had an open house event, a whiskey and wine open house mixer yesterday, and
Right.
a lender came in over promising and under delivering. Like they'll throw out a number, and then when the rubber hits the road, they switched it up. Like, and that's like the third lender that's happened with this week.
Okay. So I'm just gonna mute there for a second. It sounds like you're having a challenge with where you have no control, right? And you're having a challenge with a lender who's saying they're going to do this and they do that, right? And that does happen in our business, right, folks? I mean, you get that all the time. The reality is you have no control. Maybe go for another lender, right? I mean, you could switch them all around.
Can't shut the fuck up. I can't shut up.
There is that. All right. So either you have a multiple of people to recommend, right? Or you're just basically, you know what? You tell the client that, hey, I'm going to refer you someone,
His sister's
but-
name who lives in
and
Randolph.
someone was muting it.
So-
There's a lot of people on the call today. Either you're going to get the client to find their own person, right? That they trust and it's on them, or you just recommend 3 people and back away. I mean, if you're going external and you're trying to get someone to help them, yes, you're trying to get the best person possible for the job, but at the end of the day, you have no control over that. Don't take ownership of it, is what it comes down to it. All right, who else has another challenge?
I have
Let's
a
go.
challenge,
Yeah, go ahead.
Masha.
What is it?
s- I have a client that is completely unrealistic with the pricing of his commercial space. He's been trying to get it rented for the past 2 years with other brokers. He couldn't. We had a conversation about the reality of we should be priced at $20 per square foot. He wants to be priced at $40 per square foot, and there's nothing to justify that. And I don't know how to bring him down to a realistic number. And we've talked about comps, we've talked about, listen, it's been on the market for so long, you have no showings, we have nothing going on, and I'm kind of like at my wit's end with this guy. Like, I don't know how to get him to understand that he's being unrealistic.
Marsha, great question. Has anyone ever worked with an unrealistic client? All right. What's the solution to that? Go find another client. No, I'm being serious. It's like when you don't prospect, when you don't get on the phones, you don't make your calls, you rely on whoever you have in play.
I don't need my laptop.
No.
Have whoever you have in play. So whoever you have in your pipeline is what you have. It's desperate.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly prospecting, constantly finding the people, what you want to do is you don't want to be working with people that want to move. You want to work with people that have to move.
So here's the situation with this specific client. He has his primary residence, which he also wants to sell, and then he also has his commercial space. Now, as far as the primary residence, his pricing is right on like what it should be. If I get this on the market, it will sell. Like, he's not off about that. And I'd love to get that listing, but he wants me to prove myself and lease out this commercial space, which he's ridiculously overpriced on. So do I just give up on the client completely, or do I maybe shift my focus and be like, you know, the Bergenfield prop or your primary residence I can definitely sell, but this commercial space, unless you reduce the price, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a conversation and say, hey, my specialty is in residential property, not necessarily commercial, right? I mean, if you want to give it that kick at the can and say, hey, listen, hey, Marsha, I understand that you have both the commercial and residential property. I specialize in selling residential property. I could definitely refer you to someone that can help you with the commercial side, but I'm here to help you with your residential side. But again, it still falls down to motivation. If the client isn't motivated enough, right? If he's had it before on the market and it hasn't worked out at the price, you know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. The guy's insane.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So I'm going back to the root cause of this is why are you so hung up on someone that's double the price? And the only answer to that is you don't have enough leads in your pipeline.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be wasting your time with this person had you had 10 other people who want to sell their home. Now, handling an objection, because that's what that is. If you want to talk about handling an objection, everyone write this down. Please follow the technique. When it comes to handling any objection, you first and foremost repeat what the client says, give a massive approval. So it's repeat, approve, and then ask for permission to handle it. So it's extremely important, Marcia, that you, when you're lining yourself up with the client, he said, I want this much. And you're like, ooh, all right, how do I go and handle that objection on the client? You simply repeat what he said. All right, so you want to get, well, what was the number again? You saying it's worth $25 and he wants 40? Is that what it was per square foot?
Yeah, it's worth 20 and he wants 40 per square
All right.
foot.
So I understand, Marcia, that you want $40 a square foot. Thank you very much. And I appreciate you sharing that with me. I completely understand that you want to maximize the value of this property and get as much money as possible for renting it. I completely understand that. And then you go to ask for permission. Can I share something with you? And that's the repeat, approve, and ask for permission. Once you do that, I'm aligning the client with myself. Do you guys see that, Jordan? I'm aligning Marcia with me. So Marcia, let's just quickly role play. You gotta unmute yourself.
Yeah. Sorry, we're
All
here.
right. So, Marcia, what you're saying to me is you'd like to get $40 per square foot. Is that correct?
Yes.
Hey, listen, I really appreciate you sharing that with me. I love working with people just like yourself who want to maximize the sale of their property. May I ask
Yeah.
you a question?
I'm sorry, say it again?
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
If you were a buyer and you're going to, oh, sorry, renter. If you're a renter and you're going to rent this space, right? And noticing that other properties in the area, like I showed you, are half the rent. As a business owner, would you be buying a property or a piece, anything, piece of equipment, double the price than what's available to you?
No, but it's not that it's double the price. It's there's nothing comparable. This is a special property. We put so much work into it. And even warehouses are selling for $24 a square foot. And this is a medical space. So it should be going for more. It doesn't make sense.
I understand where you're coming from, and thank you for sharing that with me. So you're saying to me that there is more to this unit than what's out there right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else like
So
it.
does that mean we're narrowing the space of who the potential buyer and seller will be for this property? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and it's on you to go and call every single doctor in New Jersey and find out who's going to be the right one for this space.
Yeah, you know what? And that's something I'm willing to do. However, from my experience has been that when you're looking at a property, right, you have three choices here. You could either come in at above market value, right, and attract that very narrow person, the one, what's it called, that pin in the haystack person, very, very narrow field of people, or we can go in and lower at market value, sort of get more interest in the property, right? But you know what? If we market this below market value, we're going to get a lot of interest in this property, not just the medical field. Now, let me ask you this. Do you only want to rent this out to the medical field, or would you like to have a plethora of people that can fight and argue and probably get you a bit more than market value for the property? What would you prefer? Would you like to have 10 offers and not accept any, or not see any offers at all?
I mean, you're right. I'd rather have 10 offers.
And negotiate on a position of power.
Right.
Now, are you willing to lower the price slightly to try and get those 10 offers?
I will have to think about it.
Okay, so again, folks, it's a choice, right? If this person's completely out of whack in price, go get more better leads. If you can use the technique of repeat, approve, and ask for permission, and then use your clever handler, by all means, knock it off. But Marsha, to be honest with you, I would pass it along to somebody else.
Yeah, that was a really good. I'm gonna say everything you said to him today.
Sometimes. All right, who else got a challenge? What else you guys got? No? All right, so top of your page, we're writing mastering the morning schedule. So remember, this is a mastermind. So I'm going to ask questions and I'm looking for the back and forth here. So mastering your morning schedule. So a couple of things I want to bring up. Number one, in our business, we need to be sticking to a schedule without question. We need to be on a schedule. And the question is it super strict? Is it loosey-goosey? Like, what type of schedule do we stick to? And what we need is we kind of need the yin and the yang in your schedule. There's parts and times in your schedule that you need to be absolutely disciplined and strict. And in this parts in your schedule, you absolutely need to be flexible. We cannot have one or the other. If you want to be successful in real estate, there needs to be a part of it that's strict and you're following and you're doing the activities that's required. But then you also need that flexibility with the consumer, without question. So if that's the case, when, and I'm just curious, should you be strict and when should you be flexible?
I know, Danny. I know for me, my calendar is set up and it's pretty strict. I have a morning ritual that goes from 5:30 till 10:30 every morning, which gets my workout, a little bit of prospecting in, but it's mostly personal stuff that I do. But on my calendar, it's my dark green stuff that I have to do no matter what. But I allow myself to move it around if I need to. For example, if I did have to take a call in the morning, I can move my workout to a little later in the morning. And I allow myself to take little pods and move them around as required. Then I also have the dark purple, which is something that's a meeting, that's a dollar productive activity that I actually have to do, and it takes precedent over everything else in my calendar. So
Right. The only thing that sounds like to me, it sounds like you have all flexible.
I think it really is, except for there are some things that I will not move.
Okay. Okay. I want you guys to write this down. My AM hours are for building my business. My AM hours are for building my business. ... And my PM hours are for taking care of my business. So my AM hours are for building my business. My PM hours are for taking care of my business. Folks, this is a mantra. This is a philosophy that all our successful realtors are following. Okay, the top, the ones that are doing 50, 60, 75 transactions a year per agent, right? They follow this mantra. They don't break it, right? So the question becomes is what is in the AM hours? What is building the business activities? And building the business activities, there's not very many, right? So what are my building my business activities? Real simple. Number one, it's lead gen. It's over the phone prospecting. Like get on the phones, make calls, connect with people. It's lead generation, right? It's having conversations. Having conversations. So we have 5 ways to have conversations. You guys all know this, right? It is picking up the phone and talking to someone. It's getting face to face with someone. It is texting people back and forth. As long as it goes back and forth, that's a conversation. It's DMing people back and forth. As long as it goes back and forth, it's a conversation. It's emailing people back and forth. Those are all conversations. Those are all what we call active lead generation. You are actively approaching and going after and connecting with people, right? So AM hours, it's all about lead gen. It's also, number 2, for building your business, it is lead follow-up. Lead follow-up. Now, what's the difference between lead gen and lead follow-up? Well, lead follow-up, you have had a conversation already with them, Mark. You've talked to them. They said, yeah, you know what, we're thinking of doing something, but they haven't booked that appointment with you, right? So you're following up. Hey, are we ready now? Are we ready now? Are you ready now? And you follow up. And that may have, maybe once a week you're making that call. Maybe it's once every 2 weeks. Maybe it's twice a week, whatever that may be. So you got lead gen, which is people you're trying to find a lead, and then the lead follow-up where you're trying to book that appointment. What else should be in the building the business activities? Practicing your scripts and dialogues. I throw that in there because the better you are at asking questions, the more leads you would generate. The better you are at the lead follow-up script, the more appointments you will book. The better you are at handling objections, the more contracts you would sign. So it's building your business activity. So if you took your time in the morning to practice your craft, the ability to ask questions, to bring a buyer and a seller together, that is building your business. And you should be doing that every single morning. Now, other things you can be working on would be your mental prep. Mental prep takes a few things. It could be, working out every morning, which I recommend. Having a nutritious breakfast in the morning, right? Chanting some affirmations, writing out your gratitude journal, visualizing the perfect outcome. So those are the 4 things I would say is a must in the AM hours. Practicing your scripts and dialogues, working in your mental prep, lead generation, lead follow-up. Everything else can be in the afternoon. Like legit, like from the moment you wake up to 12 noon, your focus is who's my next listing appointment? Where's my next listing appointment? And you do everything you can in the morning to find that listing appointment. After 12 noon, you can do whatever you want. I don't care if you go play golf. I really don't. I don't care if you go get a massage. I don't care if you go out and appointments, obviously, in the afternoon, in the evening. But you see how simple that schedule is. You get up in the morning. If it has an AM at the end of that number, you are strictly working on getting appointments. And then after 12 noon, go enjoy, right? Go do some pop buys. Go preview some properties. Go put that listing on the market. Go do the paperwork. Don't do any admin work in the AM hours. There's no need. Prepare the night before for that AM hours. Be like that robot. You come into the office, put your bag down, take 30 minutes, get yourself mentally prepared, practice some scripts and dialogues, visualize the perfect outcome, then boom, jump. Get in there, make those calls, connect. Have a conversation. Talk to people, find out who you may help. Talk to people you know, talk to people you do not know, follow up with some leads. Soon enough, it'll be noon. Can everyone follow that schedule? No, I'm not seeing too many hands. You guys scared? Okay, so challenge me on this one. Please, challenge me. Who's got an issue with it? I think I saw something come up.
You're awake all night and you haven't slept.
Well,
No one cares.
I wrote in the chat. I
All right, I'm
have
going to answer Tom's question the way that Tom Ferry would. You're tired, huh? No one cares. Like legit, no one cares if you are tired. I remember as a kid when I was working with my dad, and we would get up at 5 a.m., we'd go down to the shop. I would go out clubbing Friday night and get home as he's having breakfast. And all I would do is go get change and go out with him and did not sleep. Now, did that happen every single day? No, just every Friday night. It just was what it was. But that's just reality. No one. You think my dad cared? Shit, no. Get in the truck. Let's go. Right? No one cares if you're tired. This is excuses. I'm showing houses all night. Well, listen. How late would you negotiate an offer? I'm just curious here. How late would you negotiate an offer?
Up to
As
9
late as
p.m.
necessary.
That's the answer I was looking at. As long as necessary. That's right. So Simon's like at 9 p.m. a cutoff date. No, dude, I'd negotiate offers to 2 in the morning. Get the clients here going back and forth, and that's happened. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but it has happened. But then the next morning, I'm getting back up and following my schedule. How much do you want it? How much do you want it? All right, I want another challenge.
I have
else?
a lot of clients that work nights and they ask to see houses or do appointments in the mornings.
They work nights, and so when you say a lot of clients, give me a number per week.
Maybe like 4.
So
Well,
4
currently, like,
different clients.
4 active buyers that are only available for showings like before 12.
Okay, so then show them between 11 and 12. At least get your numbers out of the way.
Okay.
You're gonna have to be flexible there. If you're truly, I got 4 clients, they all work night shift, right? So then rotate them up.
Gotcha.
Go from 11 to, because what you want to stop doing is using that as an excuse not to make your calls. Because Marcia, I know what would be better. Going on a qualified listing appointment.
I agree.
Right? So if you're going to be stuck in that little rat race of constantly working with clients in the morning, then you lose the opportunity to make the calls. And you're going to say to me, well, Danny, I can make the calls in the evening. No, you won't.
Gotcha.
You won't make those calls in the evening. The best time in the world to make calls would be between 8 and 11, and then again between 4 and 6. No one does the 4 and 6 one. Like no one does that. So, but if you are super disciplined and think you could, then knock yourself out. But you need to get yourself out of that rat race. Right now, you're stuck with buyers. We have to go out into getting some listings. Right? I love it. This is great. It's only
How
one.
about how about a stock? I have a stock trading system that I implement, and it's 6:15 in the morning. You got to set up the trades. They have to be implemented right at 6:30. You have to follow them through till 7. So I'm done by 7:15, but it takes an hour every day, and I cannot move that.
Enjoy it. Embrace it. Right? I trade Forex in the morning as well. I'm on the London market, so mine starts at 3 a.m. Right? Right? So make your trades. Put your trades in. Right? Look for your setups and then put it in. You're intraday trading?
I'm actually day trading. Yeah, I'm day trading for an
Oh,
hour.
so intraday trading. So you're doing it between one day to the next?
No, literally, it's a half-hour
Oh,
trade.
so
I
you're
put it in,
okay.
it's got
So
stop losses in.
you put the stop losses in, take your profit. I get that, right? Hey, jump on the London market. It starts at 3 a.m. Or if you want to go, jump on the Tokyo market. It starts at 5 p.m. 7 p.m.
Right.
Right? I mean, just look at it. Take the reversal. Right? If you look at the London market, you know it's going to reverse on the New York market.
Mhm.
Right? What else? What other concerns? Here's the perfect schedule. This is the perfect schedule. This is what, if you want to do 50 deals or more, this is the perfect schedule. Let's write this down. Number 1, get up early. Number 2, work out. If you want to do a P90X workout like the way Peter does, knock yourself out. If you want to do what I do, just walk around around the block with my dog. Whatever you want. You want to do some breathing exercises. If you want, right? If you want to watch some videos that my Jenna does, by all means, right? Work out every morning, right? Have a nutritious breakfast. Number 3. A bagel and a coffee is not nutritious, right? It really isn't. It's not. Have some nutritious breakfast. Number 4, get into the office early. Did you notice I didn't put a time there for you guys? It's up to you. Whatever works for you. Get into the office early. Next is take some time and mentally prepare to get on the phones. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I swear I'm not. Make your calls. Like, you pick up the phone, talk to people. So get in the office and mentally prepare for that. What does that mean? Well, chanting some affirmations, reviewing your goals, practicing scripts and dialogues, very important. Visualizing the perfect outcome, seeing it before it actually happens, right? Then, not a minute late, do not start after 9 a.m. Now, some of you are saying, well, I got kids I'm dropping off. I can't. Okay, then I respect that. It is what it is. It's a condition. You have to do it. So then that's fine. But get on the phones. And then do what you say you're going to do. Meaning, based upon your business plan, I want you to cover these 2. Make sure you're, number 1, talking to the number of having the number of conversations that you say you're going to have every day. Whether that's 5, 10, 15, 20, I don't care what it is. So decide on what it is and hit it. And then number 2 is make sure you hit the allotted time allocated. If you're going to do 1 hour of lead gen, then fine, do 1 hour. If you say you're going to do 2 hours of lead gen, that's fine, then do 2 hours. If it's 3, if it's 4, see, don't quit. Right? If my goal is to do 2 hours and have 10 conversations, and I'm at 8 conversations and my 2 hours are up, keep going. Hit the 10. If I hit 10, I'm still got 15 minutes left or 20 minutes left of my 2 hour power, keep going. Don't quit. Hit both the conversations and the hours allocated. But here's the thing, you've decided what this was back in December when we did the business plan. You know what your numbers are. Hit your numbers. Don't quit. Right? Don't quit. And then after that, follow up with your leads. So when you look at this, what you're doing is the 5-5-4. It's talking to 5 people you know every day. It's talking to 5 people you do not know every day, and you're simply following 4 leads. You do that, you're going to achieve your goals. Now, more is better. I got some of you crushing it and having 30, 40, 50 conversations a day. Congratulations. That's amazing. right? It's your goals, not mine. They're your goals. So you're following that. Anyone have any questions regarding the perfect schedule? Right. Now, there are times where you have the not so perfect schedule. Right. So I want you to write down the not so perfect schedule. Right. So these are the days that it just, you know what, you went clubbing, you drank a little bit too much, party a little bit too much, and it's the next day hangover, and you're like, oh, I know, no bueno, no feeling good, right? You guys ever feel that way the next morning? Did you ever get that? It's not just me? Okay. So here's the not so perfect schedule. You get up, you do 1 hour of power, and then you go back to bed. There's no time. You get up, you feel like crap, you had your wisdom teeth pulled the day before, it's all good. You're all full of meds, and you just make your calls. I don't care. You do 1 hour of power, and then you go back to bed. Can we do that? Can we do 1 hour every day? What this will do for you is so empowering. Because then you look back on that week and say, oh my God, I didn't miss one day. I did not miss one day of my lead gen. You can't take that away from me. Right? It is so powerful mentally when you do something you do not want to do, but yet you still do it because you know you should. No one can take that away from you. That power that you just gave yourself. Never miss a day of lead gen. If it's supposed to be a work day for you, do the lead gen at least an hour. But if you're scheduling that day off, like today, it's a holiday. It's a holiday today. So if this was a day that you're not going to work, then don't work. Right? Don't take the day off and be with your family. Be present. All right. We went over a couple minutes. I'm sorry. All right. Please unmute yourselves. Everyone unmute yourselves. Rock and roll a bit. So I'm going to yell at you and say, what day is the day? And I want it loud and proud, really loud. I want you to yell back at me. It's a money-making day. You guys ready? All right. What day is the day?
It's
The
a
money-making day.
baby.
All right, it's a money-making day. So who do you have in your CRM that you can call and book that listing appointment that you know you deserve? You know you deserve it. I'll talk to all of you tomorrow. Role play tomorrow. Thanks so much.